You know what? I think when we dropped those points against Tottenham, it was a blessing in disguise. What's happening, guys? It's the last day of the Premier League. It's the final countdown. Nah, you know what? You lot will be too young for that. Moving on. So yeah, this is it. The final day. The title race is on. Relegation battle is on. This is where heroes are made, or the pressure, egos, and mistakes can turn you into a villain. It's game week 38. It's do or die. It's judgment day. So this is a quick roundup of the final day. There's a lot of things going on and there's a lot of opinions formulating in my head. I just had to throw my hat in the ring. First of all, top four is done. Congratulations, Tottenham. Arsenal are a freaking joke, man. They bottled it. I'm sure at one point Arsenal were in fourth place and they had 3 games in hand. And then they bottled it. But then don't worry, Arsenal. You come fighting against Tottenham. They go ahead of you, they bottle it. And then Arsenal are back in it again. And then all Arsenal had to do was draw against Tottenham and they had secured top four. And they couldn't even do that. Seriously, Arsenal, you're giving the bottle job title from Tottenham a huge contention. You could be overtaking them. Everton. What can I say? Oh, I hate Everton. I hate Everton. I can't even congratulate them. I hate them. But well done. You did it. You freaking did it. Crystal Palace bottled it as well. And whilst we're on here, the Patrick Vieira thing. Damn. You just don't mess with a guy like that. He is known for being a solid world-class DM. A DM from a different generation. Man's a different breed. You don't mess with a guy like that. That was basically like that guy on the plane with Mike Tyson. What is it with these drunk people? Nah, man. If you think you're invincible and you're one of those guys that's super overconfident when you drink, just stop drinking. Just please stop. I'm begging you. For your own safety. Now, the rest of the Premier League games, they're all dead rubber games. It's all about the title race and the relegation battle. So it's Brentford versus Leeds and it's Burnley versus Newcastle. This is a very, very interesting one. Burnley and Leeds on the exact same points. Leeds are in the relegation zone by a huge landslide of a difference in goal difference. So the only thing they can do is win. Leeds have to win and hope Burnley drop points. Otherwise, it's Leeds are going. Leeds are definitely going. I didn't want to see Leeds go. I would much rather prefer Burnley go, but with Sean Dash gone now, they are a different club. They're playing a little bit different, but I do like Leeds. I would rather them stay in the Premier League. But I just can't see them overturning it. Burnley can get a point against Newcastle. Burnley are at home, and then they can get a point at least. So, yeah, Leeds, I'm sorry, but you're going down. Now, the Golden Boot race. Everyone's pipping Son to beat Salah. Now, this is a very close one. They're playing against Norwich, Tottenham. They can score goals against that. I can see Son scoring. Now, Salah, if he plays, he can maybe score. If he comes off the bench, he could probably score. I see Son scoring 2 and Salah scoring 1, or Salah doesn't score because he's not playing or he's coming off the bench, he doesn't get enough time, and Son scores a goal. I see this season of the Golden Boot being shared, just like I can't remember what season it was, but there was a previous season from a couple of seasons ago where Salah, Mane and Ober shared the Golden Boot. I believe we're going to have another situation just like that. So Son and Salah will share the Golden Boot. Now, I won't be doing a preview for Liverpool versus Wolves. I've already spoken about that in pretty much in all details in the last video. If you haven't seen that, please do go check that out. I mean, the title does say it all. But I will do my predicted 11 for this game. Now, there's not a lot of news or rumours or anything floating around with who's going to be playing. No one seems to have an idea. Liverpool are keeping it under wraps. There are injuries involved. This one is a hard one to predict. Who's going to be lining up against Wolves? On one hand, you don't want to miss the opportunity to win the league, so you do want to win the game. But then on the other hand, you don't want to risk the players. They've played a lot of games this season, and there's already injuries are creeping in, and we can't risk any more injuries. So it's a difficult one to predict who's going to be playing, but I believe this will be the lineup. Alisson will be in net, Van Dijk will come back in for this game, Matip will be alongside him, Robertson and Trent the usual suspects, Henderson will play the DM role, Thiago and Naby will complete that midfield, Jota, Mane and Minamino will be up front. That's my predicted 11. I've got nothing to go off, but this is what I believe Klopp will play. And then we try and win the game, and at the earliest opportunity we'll take a couple players out, rest them, then we'll probably bring some players on to keep their fitness up, like such as Diaz and etc. Now, are we going to win this game? Yes. Are we going to win the league? The odds are stacked against us. I've already said my piece in the last video, but you know what? I believe when we played against Tottenham and dropped those points, I believe it was a blessing in disguise. Because I have this theory that this always happens, whenever we go ahead, go on top of the league, and we get ahead of City, and they just lash out and get these goals out of nowhere, they start scoring, things go with them, and they win the game emphatically every time. They don't feel the pressure like that. It's like they get extra motivation to be like, right, we need to put ourselves back on top again. But the minute they have a gap and they're ahead, I don't want to say they bottle it or they flop. Those are the typical words, and they also are strong words. I wouldn't use that for this situation, but I would say they just have this habit of having lapses of concentration in the game, or just falling asleep. Like at one point, they was 14 points ahead of us in the season in January. And it's a multiple of things. Us dropping those points, it made City stay on top with a game in hand, and I think they just was like, that's it, it's done. Once one team slips up, that's it. These two teams take it to the very end every single time. Every single point matters. So the minute we drop those points, they probably thought, that's it, we've won the league. And the way West Ham dropped out of Europe, that was heartbreaking for them. They completely obviously switched around their squad for the next game after that, rested their players, let them recoup their energy. Then they was bound to lash out in the next game, which was going to be against City. So that kind of worked out for us. They managed to take points from City, and I believe that would not have happened if we didn't drop those points against Tottenham. If we won against Tottenham, City would have definitely won against West Ham. They would have had that extra fire and motivation, be like, no, we need to put ourselves on top. We cannot let these lot win the league. We have to win it. They just have this weird thing where I feel like they get comfortable. They get too comfortable at times. Yes, they're a world-class team. They deserve to be comfortable, but they get a little too comfortable, and that's where they start dropping points. So if this league does have that dramatic end, they drop the points with Villa, the storyline, Gerrard doing his thing, Coutinho, I've already said it in the previous video. But if something dramatic happens, I believe that game against Tottenham was key, dropping those points. Somehow, somewhere, mentally that just put a block on City and just made them too comfortable. Anyway guys, I've dragged this video out for too long. This wasn't even planned. There was just a lot of things going on. I just had to drop a video. I'll see you guys soon for my instant reaction to the grand finale of the Premier League.